center your view right on the screen. The pace has picked up. There's officers armed with rifles. They are stepping with a lot of pace now. I don't know which direction they are in, but let's go down to Greg Argos right now. He may have a better vantage point as to what is going on. Greg?
Yuki and Natasha, we do have some new information about what's going on here in the Tioga section of North Philadelphia. It's such an active scene over the past few hours. We just witnessed 4 females, 2 women and what appear to be 2 younger women being escorted by the Philadelphia SWAT team as well as the Philadelphia police. They were coming from the direction where all of this action was taking place. Our photojournalist Ed Spey actually followed them and was able to talk with them. They said they were inside the house at the time on the 2nd floor and that the Philadelphia police saved them. That just happened in just a few minutes. They were escorted away, like I mentioned, by uniformed SWAT members and the Philadelphia police. But right now here on the scene where those 4 ladies just came from, still SWAT is located. There's a large many people in this community still gathered, and all eyes are focused on this one home here in North Philadelphia, apparently all beginning around 4:35 as we've been reporting for a warrant service call. Joe Holden, my colleague, said it perfectly. It is one of the most dangerous calls members of law enforcement can go on because they simply do not know what they could encounter. And in this situation today, Wednesday, they encountered gunfire. 6 officers are confirmed shot, but fortunately those officers have non-life-threatening injuries. We're also told by the official Philadelphia Police Twitter account there are multiple non-gunshot injuries to officers. They did not give a specific number. All of those injuries, the non-gunshot injuries, as well as the 6 officers shot, I want to reiterate, we're told are non-life-threatening, but still, when you have 6 officers shot and a suspect in a dense metropolitan area still barricaded as sun is setting, it is a dangerous situation, to put it lightly, here in North Philadelphia. Members of the community have been told by commanding officers to get out of the street. They are in the line of fire. They have the right to stay there. It is their property, or at least some of their property. They have not moved, but officers told us we are in a safe place right now, even though earlier, before we were on location here, at least 1 shot fired by that suspect, who we're told by commanding officers has some type of rifle, came down this street. It did not hit anyone, but it just shows you the dangerousness, the dangerous situation that can unfold on a fraction of a second's notice here. There are police negotiators here, multiple SWAT members. In fact, if we pan to the left right here, these officers, as well as that SWAT member, I believe, were the ones who were escorting the 4 females from the scene. Once again, 2 women, 2 younger, appear to be maybe teens or children, who told our photojournalists here on scene they were on the 2nd floor of this home. I do not know if that's also where the suspect was, but they were on the 2nd floor of the home when the shots started ringing out, and they were saved. This is a quote: they were saved by the Philadelphia police. So they were upset. They were crying as they passed our cameras, but they're now in a safe location. I cannot imagine what was going through their minds over the past few hours, because this has now extended almost into hour 3. Shots fired at 4:35. Dozens, if not hundreds, of officers from all throughout the city, different jurisdictions, Temple Police, the Philadelphia Sheriff's Office, descending is the best word I can use, descending upon this scene here, the Tioga section of North Philadelphia. I'm not giving the exact location because we don't know if the suspect is in custody, and we don't know if he is watching. We're told he is armed with a rifle and apparently multiple rounds. Over the past now almost 3 hours, I've heard at least 5 volleys of fire. We've heard negotiators with the Philadelphia SWAT team trying to communicate directly with this suspect. Our Joe Holden, through his multiple police sources in upper command of the Philadelphia Police Department, reporting that this suspect was even live streaming the entire situation, this dangerous situation, on some type of social media platform, which is incredible if you think about it. We've witnessed at least 4 women who were in the home at the time of this shooting being escorted out, and now essentially, guys, It is a waiting game. We are waiting to see how this is all going to wrap up. The Philadelphia police, the SWAT members are in front of that home just a few blocks north of where I'm standing here, and they have made contact with this suspect who's apparently live streamed this. Now they have to end it. The sun is setting. I don't know what will happen or if officers will bring spotlights out in the next 45 minutes or so when the sun sets, because as you can see, this block here is shaded and they have to have eyes on this suspect. Everyone in this community, everyone in the Philadelphia Police Department, everyone watching, I'm sure, wants to see this end.